extra, read all about it. Get your copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago. Stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show, and I am Craig L. Hayes. Today is Father's Day here in America, in the United States of America, I shall say. And it is the 15th of June, 2025. So happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, and hope you're having a great day and your kids come by and see you and spend some time with them. The most important thing is time. They can keep the presents, they can keep all the other stuff, but let's have some time with our kids and our fathers. Very important, very critical, the most important things of all. But anyways, let's get on to a couple little topics here that I've been watching over the last couple of days and kind of getting a chuckle out of and getting infuriated all at the same time. And that is what's been going on around this country, and that started off mainly in L.A. Now, I've talked a little bit about the L.A. riots, what I think about it, about using National Guard, using all this stuff. Let's get into it a little bit more and have a little more discussion on this. Because we're a few days into it, 4 or 5 days into it with things that have been happening down there. So now it's time to talk about how the leftists, the Marxists, the communists, the socialists, the Islamists, the anti-Americans, the un-Americans, everybody, the Democrat Party basically. Let's just talk about the Democrat Party and all their allies that I just named and how they're responding along with their propaganda media called the legacy or mainstream media. I don't even know why they call it mainstream media anymore. Are they really mainstream? Mainstream America is fairly conservative, wants none of this crap going on, and yet we call the mainstream media who promotes all this stuff through the Democrat Party the mainstream media. Like that's what mainly America wants to see and be. No. America doesn't believe you guys anymore. That's why no one watches CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, NPR, Washington Post, New York Times, LA Times. No one reads and believes you other than that crackpot 20% of the country that have drank the Kool-Aid and believe in anything you guys are saying. Because I'm sorry, most of this country are like the rest of us. They believe in, facts and truth. And you guys don't promote that. You promote an ideology. So anyways, let's get on to some of the things that we're finding out about this LA riot stuff and what's going on there. Now, basically, it's been contained for the most part. There's a few little outbreaks here and there still going on. You're never going to eliminate all of it. It's impossible to eliminate violence completely. Would you do it anyway? Unless you just tell people it's a curfew, you have to stay in your house, you come out, you get shot. Martial law. We don't have to do that. We're doing that for a bunch of people who shouldn't be here in the first place, and we're going to talk about that, who then complain and whine and cry, and their family and friends and neighbors go out there and stand in front of the cameras and go, they took my father and my mother away from us because they were here illegally. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're here illegally. You get taken away and you get sent away back to your nation of origin. You made the choice of coming here and invading our nation, breaking our laws, and came here and now cry about us enforcing the laws finally? Shut the hell up. President Trump gave you guys time to self-deport. Go on to the website and say, I'm here illegally and I'm leaving. And that way I can get back in line and hopefully I can come back and be here. You know, if that's the case, yeah, jump in line, then come back here. You obviously want to be here for some good reasons, like you had a job here and you're an important employee. We're finding that throughout the farming districts and stuff like that. The farmers are saying, we need to keep these guys that we've had here for like 10, 20 years, because if you get rid of them, then all that we have left is all these illegals that came over here in the last 4 years because of Joe Biden, and a lot of them are criminals and they're insane. They're maniacs. They're mental institution, exportes. Those are not the ones we want. We want the guys that have been here for years. And Trump said, oh, let's work this out. See how simple that is. Let's figure out a way that they can stay here, maybe on a worker's visa or something like that. Let's make it so that they can come in here and keep doing this job and stay here. That is sanity. But people crying on the media and saying that my parents, my father, my brother, my uncle, my husband, my wife need to have due process. You are not owed any due process if you're here as an illegal invader into this nation. If you are a foreign invader and coming across our borders without our permission, makes you an invader. It doesn't mean you have to be carrying a gun across there and then going to invade it and start shooting people, kind of like what Hamas did in Israel and stuff like that. That's not what it means. You invaded our country illegally. You are here as a foreign invader. You have no due process rights. And for you idiots who keep saying this stuff, it shows you that you're nothing but useful idiots for the Democrat Party who want to destroy this nation. The only due process rights you have, and let's make this very specific and very clear, the only process you actually have and are entitled to in any way, shape, or form is a simple hearing before an immigration judge for about 5 minutes. And that discussion is all this. Mr. Brown, Mr. Rodriguez, whatever. Pick a name, I don't care. Mr. Chin, if you're from China, I don't care. I see that you have been brought before me because we believe you to be here illegally. Do you have a visa which is from the State Department of the United States of America granting you permission to be here as a foreign national? Do you have a visa saying, come on, you're allowed to come to this country for a specified time and reason? You do not? Why not? You just decided to come in here and break our laws. I'm ordering your immediate deportation. Done. That was less than 5 minutes. That was 2 minutes. Done. Next. We could be doing every couple 3 minutes. Immigration judge could be sending another one away. If we did that, that'd be like 20 an hour. 100. A judge could get rid of 160 to 200 a day. I think we need about 1,000 judges. We could be getting rid of about 100,000 a day, 200,000 a day. We'd get rid of all the illegals and deport them and get them out of here in a matter of a couple months to a couple years. Doesn't bother me a bit. I don't care why you came here. I don't care what your reason was. I realize you came from some shithole nation south of our borders, or Asia or Africa, which are mainly all shitholes. Realize you're trying to get here from the Middle East. We don't want any of you guys. No, if we can't properly figure out who you are, no, we do not want you here. Here, you can come to this country, but you have to eat bacon. No, that's mean. No, that's true. Yeah. If you're going to come to America, you have to become an American, and we like our bacon. So, prove to me that you want to be an American. Sometimes I make myself crack up a little bit. Anyhow, let's talk about self-deportation. Did you know that if you self-deport, if you're here as an illegal invader, well, I'm not calling you aliens anymore, you're an illegal invader from a foreign country. If you're a foreign invader into our nation and you decide you want to leave and you let the Immigration Service know, I'm here illegally, but I'm leaving. I'll be gone by the end of the day tomorrow. Back to Mexico, back to Guatemala, China, whatever. Can I get back on the list and get my place in line to have the possibility of coming back? Absolutely. You can do that. And here's what's required of you to come back. Here's the paperwork. Here's what's required. Start filling it out and getting yourself ready. Get all your documentations, your fees, get everything ready to go so that when we call you and say, hey, do you have your paperwork? Come on down and let's get you into the system. That's how you do it. But if we have to track you down, if we have to find you and find you here illegally and you're here as an invader, and we have to go through the process of removing you from our nation because you decided to break our laws and didn't decide that maybe you should do a self-deportation, it'll be 10, 20, or more years, maybe permanently banned from ever coming back here again. So take your pick. But quit crying about it. Now see, when we see all these idiots, getting on the news and sitting there complaining that their family members were picked up at a grocery store, a linen service place, a maid service place. When they get on there and they complain that their family members or friends were picked up and taken away, did these people not have the opportunity to self-deport over the last 4 months? That's been the policy from Donald Trump and his administration and immigration? Did they not have that opportunity to sit there and go, I'm going to leave? I mean, people at the immigration office would be glad to talk to them. Hey, I've been working at this place for this much time. I'm going to leave, but is there a way I can come back here, a little expedited because my employer likes my work. He wants me to come back. Well, good. We will get that information from your employer, and we will have a chat between the employer, you and us, and we'll see if we can expedite something there. But you're going to have to pay some kind of a fine to come back into this country because you did it wrong. But we'll see if we can work something out. What is wrong with that? And taking control over the system a little bit, instead of the chaos that the Democrats love because they want to destroy this country. What is wrong with taking back some of the control? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with taking back some of our control over our system for our nation, and maybe imposing some of these other little requirements. How about we make it well known and make sure that everyone understands that there's also an assimilation requirement into this nation? How about if we make it known and make sure everybody understands that if you're going to come to this country, you assimilate into our nation. You become American. We don't become anything that you are. Now, if you want to bring some of your celebrations from your nation and every year you have those celebrations, I don't care. You know, we've allowed a lot of that. I mean, the Irish get St. Patrick's Day. You know, we have other things like Cinco de Mayo, which is just a dumb celebration. It's not even a real celebration. We have Chinese New Year. We have, Columbus Day is still revered in a lot of communities, especially the Italian American community. But we need to even stop doing that. We got to stop hyphenating our nation. You're not Italian American. You're not African American. You're not Asian American. You're American. Period. End of story. You are American with ancestry that goes back to whatever country. But that's where it goes back to, not here today. You will be required to learn, speak, and write our nation's only language, English. These are going to be the requirements. Then you can come back or come into this country. It's not hard. None of this is difficult. It's just that it's not what the Democrats want. It's not what the Marxists, the Islamists, it's not what they want. These people want the end of capitalism and the American way of life. They want to create another little shithole exactly like where they came from. If America falls and turns into a Marxist socialist nation, the world will be next, and it will completely communist from one end of the world to the other. Only one thing stands against it, and that's us. And we have too many too many people and too many groups in this country that want the same thing. So anyways, why don't you guys make it very easy on the system and just self-deport. If you're here illegally, self-deport and get back in line. I have no sympathy for any of you that are here illegally and get deported and never allowed to come back again. Zero sympathy. You've had your shot. You've had your chance. And also, just so we all understand, just because you came here illegally, you're an invader from another country, and all of a sudden you had a child here, that child is not an American citizen. I know people consider it to be, the laws have allowed it to be, we've allowed it to happen, even though it is in direct violation of the Constitution that says you're not, unless you are born here and subject to the jurisdiction of this nation. You're not. Came here illegally from another country, you're subject to their jurisdiction until we approve you being here, and then you're subject to our jurisdiction. So there's a few thoughts of the day on a couple things on this beautiful Father's Day. Hope everybody has a good, enjoyable day today. And you have some thoughts on this when you do eventually listen to this. We only want what's best for America. I only want what's best for America. I have no real concern about anything else in the world for any other nation greater than my concern and what I want for my nation. The greatest country that has ever been created in the history of man is the United States of America. And for that reason, it needs to be destroyed by those who are evil and whose leader is the author of all lies and evil. And we have to stop it. So, folks, be proud of the country we live in. Be proud that you live in the greatest country ever created by God. And know that you are a blessed and chosen people to be allowed to live in this country and are born in this country. If this country is so bad, like the Democrats and all their allies say, then why do millions and millions of people risk everything they have to come here, legally or illegally? We just have to make sure that they are here legally, and removed if they're here illegally. It's not fair. It's not fair to the people who are in line. It's not fair to the people who are trying to do everything right for you 10, 12, 15, 20 million people to invade our nation and jump ahead of those people that are trying to do it right. I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for you. How dare you do that to other people who are trying to do it right? Anyway, folks, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's Father's Day. Enjoy the rest of your Father's Day. And spend some time with your family. Until then, Talbot, take it away.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.